Welcome to the 37th edition of the Giornate del Cinema Muto, Pordenone Silent Film Festival. We are once again have an extraordinary lineup of films, of events to present to the world. This year, one of the most important sections of the festival, of course, is the one dedicated to John Stahl, one of the great directors in film history, known as a woman's picture director, known for his melodramas in the sound period, but his silent work was extremely appreciated at the time. He began working in 1915. The first film of his that exists, 1917, is The Lincoln Cycle, which we have with us this year, thanks to an extraordinary restoration by the Library of Congress. So we're showing 9 of the 12 films that exist of his in the silent period. But this is really an important occasion for everyone because these films, for the most part, have been sitting in archives unseen. The fact that we're able to present these finally to the public, including with that'll be accompanied, by a new book that's been published of essays on John Stahl's career. That, together with the series that was done at the Cinema Ritrovato Festival this summer in Bologna, really helps to revive the critical fortunes of one of the great American directors. Mario Bonnard is another important director that we're shining a light on this year, a man who began as an actor. In Italian cinema, of course, we think more often of the women stars, people like Francesca Bertini, Lida Borelli, Leda Gies. It's time to look at some of the male stars. What makes Mario Bonnard interesting, one of the many things that makes him interesting, is he started out as quite the sort of dandy figure in Italian cinema and then moved into directing. So on Wednesday evening we have I Promessi Sposi, a film that Bonnard directed in 1922. I Promessi Sposi is the most famous novel in Italy. Every school child reads it. It was a crucial novel for an understanding of Italians of what it meant to be Italian. This is before the reunification of the country, which happened in 1870. This was written at a time much earlier than that, when there were revolutionary movements that were happening. Manzoni, the writer Alessandro Manzoni set the novel several centuries earlier, but was very much talking about the present. In the film version, the Mario Bonnard, we're very excited because we have a new score that's been written by Walter Civilotti, a well-known composer here in Italy, that will be performed by the Nuova Camera Orchestra Ferruccio Busoni of Trieste under the direction of Massimo Belli. So that's a really wonderful midweek occasion for us. Normally we only have the orchestral accompaniment the first night and the final night. This time we have 3 times. Other things to underline in this brief chat. As usual, so many important restorations and rediscoveries. Judas Spenger, the film by Victor Sjöström that was discovered last year at the Séancé in Paris from 1915, a truly marvelous film that gives a sense of Sjöström's development, a sense of his genius so early on in 1915. That plus Forbidden Paradise, for example, the film by Ernst Lubitsch starring Paula Negri. You see her photo on the poster, which I think looks beautiful this year, as always. That is a recent restoration by the Museum of Modern Art. This will be the world premiere of that restoration, and we're truly delighted that we'll have Lubitsch's daughter, Nicola Lubitsch, with us. Those are just some of the things that are happening. Of course, there's also the tribute to the 50th anniversary of Kevin Brownlow's fundamental volume, The Parade's Gone By, a book that has influenced so many people in understanding silent cinema, in making silent cinema a legitimate discipline, in converting our passion into something that was also scholarly, yet without ever forgetting the passion. And what's lovely is that Kevin has selected 6 films that he's wanted to see on the big screen, and several of those have been recently restored, specifically for the occasion. Smoldering Fires, for example, by Clarence Brown. We have Captain Blood, the 1922 version, obviously not the Errol Flynn version from the late 30s. This is a film that's barely been seen. So we're really delighted to have all of these opportunities to immerse ourselves once again in the beauties of silent cinema and have an understanding of what was happening, the excitement, the developments. All of this will be seen at the Giornate del Cinema Muto.